22% surge nobody is talking about. Week of July 20th to July 24th. The Nikkei 225 leads the pack, up 3.1% since Monday, followed by the Nasdaq 100 at plus 2.0%. The CAC 40 holds plus 1.2%, the Ftse 100 plus 1.1%, and the DAX plus 1%. The S&P 500 trails at plus 0.7%. Japan and tech are winning this week so far, but with markets still in session, nothing is locked in. The S&P 500 sits at plus 0.7% since Monday, but breadth tells a different story. 312 stocks down, only 190 up. This is a narrow rally midweek, and the week is far from over. Sandisk, ticker SNDK, surged 17.3% this week. But a motley fool prediction warns both Micron and Sandisk could plummet after July 30th, when Apple reports earnings and Tim Cook could make an announcement that sends shares plunging. Danaher, DHR, dropped 12.2% despite its Q2 earnings call showing what TIKR.com called life sciences at its best quarter in years. The market clearly wanted more than strong fundamentals midweek. Technology carried the S&P at plus 1.8%, while healthcare lagged at minus 0.9% alongside communication services at minus 0.9%. Energy added plus 0.8%, but industrials, real estate, and consumer defensive all sat in negative territory, weighing on breadth. Nasdaq 100 is the second best performer this week at plus 2.0% since Monday. Breadth is nearly split, 54 up, 49 down. A tech-driven move with 2 sessions still to go. Nebius Group, MBS, jumped 22.1% this week. MT Newswires flagged it among the most talked about stocks on Wall Street bets, with sentiment mixed ahead of the bell Wednesday as markets digested earnings and inflation crosscurrents. CrowdStrike, CRWD, fell 5.9% despite expanding its partnership with Schwartz Digits to bring the Falcon cybersecurity platform to European enterprises on Stack. Simply Wall Street asks whether the pullback makes the stock cheap, but the market is skeptical midweek. Technology dominated at plus 3.7%, with communication services at plus 1.6% and energy at plus 1.5%. On the downside, consumer defensive lagged at minus 1.7%, basic materials at minus 1.6%, and financial services at minus 1.3%. The tech concentration is driving the index higher. CAC 40 holds plus 1.2% since Monday, with 22 stocks up versus 17 down. A solid midweek position, though the session is still live and the week unfinished. Airbus, AIR.PA, gained 6.6% this week. Air Seychelles is adding 2 Airbus A321XLR aircraft via SMBC financing, and RBC maintained a positive opinion on the stock, boosting sentiment midweek. Safran, SAF.PA, slipped 1.4% despite strengthening its helicopter engine partnership with Sikorsky and CFM International signing its largest ever LEAP engine order with Indigo. The market took profits despite positive news flow. Energy surged plus 4.9% with just one constituent, while financial services added plus 3.0% and utilities plus 2.9%. Communication services lagged at minus 0.7%, with consumer cyclical at minus 0.5% and consumer defensive at minus 0.4%, dragging the index. The DAX sits at plus 1% since Monday, with 20 stocks up and 19 down. A balanced but modest move, and European bourses are resisting oil price increases midweek. Commerzbank, CBK.DE, rose 4.5% this week. European bourses resisted rising oil prices, with the DAX holding firm, and the yen was carried by press reports on faster rate hikes, supporting banking sentiment. Siemens Energy, ENR.DE, fell 1.2% after GE. Vernova's Q2 earnings missed expectations and the AI energy stock plunge. The electric distribution automation sector is also seeing competitive pressure, weighing on the stock midweek. Utilities led at plus 3.8%, with technology at plus 2.2% and industrials at plus 2.0%. Communication services dragged at minus 1.3% and basic materials at minus 0.3%. Financial services were flat at plus 0.4%, with healthcare barely positive at plus 0.2%. The Ftse 100 stands at plus 1.1% since Monday, with 54 gainers against 42 decliners. a broad-based advance, but the week is still in progress, and Chancellor Healy pledged budget rigor. Fresnillo, Freeze.L, climbed 7.7% this week. The company maintained its production objectives, with operational plans on track, and Zonebourse Suisse noted Greencore, predicting a strong rise in adjusted annual profit, boosting miner sentiment. London Stock Exchange Group, LSEG.L, dropped 4.3% this week. Reuters reported Supermicro secured over $60 billion in new orders in Q4, drawing attention away from exchange-related stocks and pressuring LSEG midweek. Basic Materials led at plus 4.4%, with technology at plus 2.6% and energy at plus 2.0%. Communication services lagged at minus 1.2%, consumer defensive at minus 0.5%, and healthcare at minus 0.3%. The materials and energy rally is doing the heavy lifting. The Nikkei 225 is the week's standout at plus 3.1% since Monday. Breadth is overwhelmingly positive. 157 stocks up, only 63 down. The strongest index by far, but Wednesday's session saw a 0.18% decline. Mitsui Kinzoku 5706.T surged 12.1% this week. MT Newswire's reported Asian markets churned Wednesday as they digested rising crude prices and unfolding earnings, with the Nikkei finishing down 0.18% despite the weekly gain. Trend Micro 4704.T slipped 2.5% this week. Wall Street Bet's trends were mixed before the opening, with Supermicro Computer rising and Micron Technology declining, while FreightWaves reported IT adding 20,000 chassis to its intermodal platform via the NACPC deal. Energy led at plus 6.2%, with financial services at plus 5.2% and basic materials at plus 3.9%. Communication services lagged at minus 1.8%, with healthcare and consumer defensive both at minus 0.5%. The broad industrial and financial rally is powering Japan's outperformance. Commodities are surging. WTI crude jumped 12% this week, leading the pack. Copper added 4.4%, silver 3.4%, and gold 3.1%. Natural gas lagged at just plus 0.3%. Oil is the dominant story midweek. Currencies are mostly weaker against the dollar. The euro is down 0.2%, the pound and yen both down 0.4%. The yuan is the outlier, up 0.5%. The dollar is broadly resilient midweek despite mixed signals. Cryptocurrencies are mixed. Bitcoin rose 1.6% and Ethereum 2%, with XRP up 2.4%. But BNB fell 1.9% and Solana slipped 0.3%. Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding gains, but altcoins are diverging midweek. Flagship ETFs show outflows across the board. S&P 500 ETF down 0.5%, Nasdaq 100 ETF down 2%, gold ETF down 0.9%, and emerging markets down 2.2%. ETF flows contradict spot index gains, suggesting institutional hedging midweek. The week's biggest stock gainer across all markets is Nebius Group, NBS, up 22.1% on the Nasdaq 100. Second place goes to Sandisk, SNDK, up 17.3% on the S&P 500. Third is Mitsui Kinzoku, 5706.T, up 12.1% on the Nikkei 225. On the flop side, Danaher, DHR, leads losers at minus 12.2%, followed by London Stock Exchange Group, LSEG.L, at minus 4.3%, and CrowdStrike, CRWD, at minus 5.9%. Subscribe to Lightning Stocks so you never miss a market move.